So, one of the great teachings of Islam is you have to like for others what you like to yourself. You have to treat others like you would like to be treated yourself. And the proof for this is what's mentioned in Sahih Muslim, and that's a collection of the Prophet's speeches. Uh, and this particular hadith is addressing this issue. It says in chapter 18 concerning the fact that it is one of the characteristics of Iman, that is faith, that one should like the same thing for one's brother in Islam as one like.
Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all of you. As you see how we can cut them in tape, the same one, Obama, he say my Muslim faith. This is how the Muslims try to fool you. Supposedly in this video, he's trying to show you that Islam is teaching you that Muslims, they've been ordered to love and to wish to their neighbors what they wish to themselves. And neighbors, as he will say later in the video, mean all people around the world, the human. But he just said he's a brother in Islam. What you should do to your brother in Islam. You see why they cut the word in here, Islam? To fool you, because this is a translation made to fool those who speak English. Because a brother in here, it's about brotherhood in Islam. There is no brotherhood out of Islam. Even your brother who is from your mother and your father, if he is not a Muslim in Islam, he is no brother to you no more. Surah 5 verse 51 say clearly, take not Christian and Jew as a friends or protectors. So if you cannot take them as a friends or protectors, how you want to take them as a brothers? So in Islam, the brotherhood is only your brother who is a Muslim. If he is not a Muslim, this hadith doesn't go for him. This is number one. Number two, if we look at the hadith, let us see what Muhammad is saying. You will see something very evil in there. It's not only a hateful teaching message to make Muslims only support each other. No, it's a lot more than this. It's about him, not about them. Let us go to practice. This is Muhammad's words, supposedly, and by the way, he is copying some of the teaching of Jesus Christ, as always he do. This is in the Hadith, not in the Quran. You know that Jesus, he said, love. Wish to yourself what do you wish to your enemy, to your neighbors. Love everyone, love your enemy, bless the one who curse you. So he's copying, and he's trying to be smart. Supposedly, this is his teaching. He's trying to speak as Jesus. It's very clear, right? But in here we will see something in behind. It's very important. Maybe many of you do not notice. Wish to yourself what do you wish to your neighbor. Okay, did Muhammad practice what he said? And I'm talking just between Muslims now. Forget about the enemy. The enemy, he killed them. The one who don't like him, he tortured him. He cut a woman 2 pieces. No, I'm talking about him and the Muslims. Muhammad, he made an order, and this order, if you look at it, you might think that this is an order for good teaching between Muslims. The fact, it have nothing to do with the Muslims. Between each other. It have to do between him and them. Wish to me what do you wish to yourself. This is the whole idea. When Muhammad, he went to visit his own son by adoption, Zayd, which is mentioned in the Quran, the story, and he saw his wife totally naked. He wanted Zayd to wish for him Zainab the same as he wished Zainab for himself. Zainab is his wife. You want to practice this hadith, you wish to Muhammad to have sex with your wife. Wish to your neighbor, what do you wish to yourself? Who is the neighbor? Who is the neighbor in here? Because if it's true, you don't wish to your neighbor something bad, why you wish to your neighbor To divorce his wife. Why you wish to your neighbor that you go to his house and look at his naked wife? Why you wish to your neighbor to destroy his family and you take his wife from him? Is that the good wish you are talking about? So in here there is something very awful, and Muslims always, they try to fool you. And by the way, they might show you verses from the Quran. You need to know, many of you do not know, that the Quran have a lot of abrogated verses. Like you see, like they say to you, oh, in Islam, Islam forbid like forcing people to convert to Islam, and they will show you Al-Kafirun surah, Al-Kafirun, chapter 106. This chapter is abrogated. This chapter was exist when Muhammad was weak. He don't have an army. You see how they fool you? They put that verse in front of you and they say, see, this is the Quran. Say you have your religion, I have mine, which means Islam don't have a problem. This is when Muhammad was weak. This is Muhammad before he got his big teeth. So always you need to remember that Muslims, they play the game with you, the game of you don't know. Like, you know, he don't know. If you do not know, you do not know. If you are not a jewelry expert, anything in your hand is jewelries. They can show you fake diamond and say this is a diamond. How you will know? You don't know. Because simply you do not speak Arabic, you've never been there, and you are not from that land, you don't speak the language. Now let us continue and let us expose more of Muhammad.
To all humans who are bondsmen of Allah, really believes until he likes for his neighbor, or he said for his brother, whatever he likes for himself. So you should treat others like you would treat yourself if you're a real Muslim.
Okay, before I move to a different point, I wanted to add something. All of us, we knew that in the Quran, and this is a hadith too, but this is coming from the Quran. The Islam says that the Christians, they have to pay the jizya with insulting and humiliation. So if you really, you see how they try to corrupt the message, making it look better? If this is a message to teach all people to be brothers as a human, let us see if this is true. This is an Islamic website, and let us see really if Islam teach Muslims to wish to their neighbors who they are not Muslims the same they wish to themselves. This is explanation of chapter 9 verse 29 in the Quran. It says, paying jizya is a sign of kufr and disgrace. You know, always you hear Muslims, I call them filthy liars always. I'm not calling names because they are. Saying to you, this is tax, this is tax, this is tax. Do you see what jizya mean? It's not tax. It's a sign of kufr and disgrace. So it have nothing to do with tax. It's a punishment, it's a penalty because you refuse to accept Islam and because you've been defeated. When the Muslims take over, they will live next to your door. You are a neighbor, but you are defeated. Now it's time to humiliate you. And this is coming from the Quran, not only from the Hadith. And let us show you more, and feel themselves subdued. This is what the Quran is saying. Disgraced, humiliated. Do you see it? Muslims, therefore, Muslims are not allowed to honor the people of the Dhimma, which means the Christian and the Jew. So a Muslim, they are not allowed to honor you. Now, what exactly they should do? Don't initiate salam to them. If you see them in the street, don't say shalom or salam to those Christians and Jew. And if you meet one of them in the road, force them to the most narrow alley. In the old days, they used to have the sewer line open as a canal in the road. So when you see a Christian and a Jew, force him to go in the sewer line. You see how much Islam wish to you what they wish to themselves? Amazing religion. You see how hypocrite? This is not my website. This is Ibn Kathir, and this is a Muslim website. All of you can go and I will post the page next to it. just to show you the hypocrisy of those Muslims, how they try to fool you, speaking about Islam is teaching love between all human, all mankind. In Islam, anyone is not a Muslim, he is not a human. You are a dirty, filthy pig, unless you convert to Islam. And now, I advise everyone to go and read the rest of the page, because you will see what Muhammad he did to them, to the Christians, you know, by the pact of Umar. You will see how Umar humiliated them according to this verse in the Quran. Let us continue in our exposing, and I think the video is over. Let us go to different part of this video, and we will continue later. Christ is Lord, Islam is evil. Amen.